I explained a little bit to you, but to tell my fans, this has been about 12 years in the making. um, I remember back when I worked at CKDM in Dauphin, Manitoba, 2005, I guess. It was Country Fest. And I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't a huge country fan when I moved to Dauphin. And it was honestly your music that made me give it a chance and listen. So to be sitting here with you is an absolute honor.
Wow, thanks. That's nice to know.
Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. You have a lot going on right now, which is awesome.
Yeah, I'll say it's been a crazy year so far, and who knew that 2016 was going to show up like this? And I figured, if I was going to have any resurgence like this, it'd be 5 years ago maybe. But yeah, it's a very welcome thing. I've had a #1 Canadian single this last week, top 10, first top 10 in about 7 years, and the first song to go this high in 10 years. So it's been a long time coming, but it's nice to be back.
It's good. It definitely has been a long time coming, but you deserve it, and there's a reason you're back for sure. I do want to talk a little bit more about that, but I think we should play some pool while we do that. What do you think?
That sounds good to me.
All right.
I'm in.
Okay. I guarantee you'll be better than I am. Look how spread out there.
Nothing dropped though, so it's your turn.
All right. Now, are you like a pro and you have rules? Like you have to call the shots and stuff?
No.
Cool. Awesome. I should be okay.
Yeah. No, if something goes in, then good for you.
All right.
Perfect. All the better. There you go. Oh,
That was close.
I thought you had it.
So you're single, and I'm totally going to screw your shot up while I ask this. Your single is breaking the charts. It's #1 in Canada right now.
Yeah.
And that is your Dirt Road song.
Dirt Road In.
Yeah. The reason I love that song is it's so true. Everybody's got dirt road in them.
It's true.
The small town feel.
Yeah.
You sung one, right?
I did one.
So I Am Solids?
Yeah.
Alright. What made you decide to write that one now?
I didn't write it.
Okay.
I got it in a demo from a company out of Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard the demo, I didn't like it at first. I didn't like the song the first time I heard it. I thought it was a bit bro country, a little cheesy. And then I heard it again and I sort of understood it better.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not a bro country song. It's actually it's a message saying that no matter who you are or where you're from, you've got that countryside to you. You like going fishing, you like going camping. Everybody does.
Yeah.
No matter who you are. Even people living in cities all over the world like to get out to nature every now and then. And that's kind of what the whole message was, right? So yeah, it's that's the meaning, and everybody's got it.
And as a person, you take it a step further, because you've got that small town personality, that dirt road personality. When I met you the other day, you were so just willing to talk, which is awesome because you don't always run into that, and not everybody is willing to have their lunch interrupted by some random person, right?
I don't worry about that kind of thing, though. Yeah, I grew up in Kitimat, a little small town up north, and that's kind of where I have my country roots based out of.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's funny when I see artists in this industry who don't want that attention.
Yeah.
Why are you in this industry?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why don't you want that attention? Of course, I wouldn't go out to a restaurant if I didn't want to talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said that to me yesterday too. I was at a restaurant in Langland and they said, "Oh, sorry to bother you while you're here." It's like, oh, why would you be bothering me? I'm here. I'm free to talk to you. Yeah, absolutely. So
that's awesome.
I don't shy away from that at all.
Good. Yes. Not at all. Once you reach a certain point in your career, I think that a lot of people sort of forget that artists still have dreams that they're going for.
Yeah.
And you accomplished a huge dream of yours. I think you said you had it since you were the age of 22.
22, yeah.
and it happened just this past weekend. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I was 22 years old, and I remember having this dream specifically that I was on stage with on Garth Brooks' stage, and I woke up from the dream, and it was just a dream. And back then, I was new to singing, and loved country music, but I didn't even know I would be in the country music industry at that point. And skip ahead to 20-some years later.
Yeah.
I'm at a radio station in Regina as a part of a radio tour that I was doing right across the country. Stopped in Regina and co-hosted the morning show from 6 to 9. I was told 2 days before that we were going to interview Garth Brooks because his ticket sales were going on the next day for his show in June in Saskatoon. So I was nervous because I'd never spoken to the guy, I'd never met him, I'd never done any shows with him, and he's, he retired for all those years. And I knew he was going on tour, but nothing prepared me for what happened. When we were interviewing him, I got to ask him a question, and I was just joking around. I said, can I pass my agent's contact information on to you? I'll give you $50. And everybody laughed, and then Garth said, well, let me ask you a question, Aaron. How would you like to open the shows for me in Saskatoon?
Just like that?
Just like that. It literally just happened like that. If you see the video, because I got my tour manager, Kim, to videotape it. And she was just doing it so that I could see myself talking to Garth Brooks on the radio.
Right.
And she caught my face as soon as he asked me that, and I literally was shocked. And you can see I'm looking around like, is this a joke? And my face goes white, and then it goes beet red because my pulse went up to 3,000 beats a minute.
For sure.
And instantly I'm just nervous and freaking out, and I was in shock for about 2 weeks. Literally just kind of walking around in a daze, this can't be real. It felt like a dream. And it's kind of cool. It's the dream I never woke up from. It happened last weekend in Saskatoon, June 9th and 12th, 2 days, 2 shows. And it was pretty crazy, and the whole experience itself was nuts because we walked into the arena, this big arena, there's 15,500 people that were going to be there that night, going to do our sound check during the day. And Garth Brooks was on stage doing a sound check, and instantly I'm just nervous and thinking, well, artists don't do that.
Yeah, I was
big
gonna
artists,
say.
they usually have somebody that dials in their ears for their monitors, it's in-ear monitors. He has monitors all on stage, so he does it old school. It's great. So he dialed in all of his own stuff. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll meet him later on in the night or maybe on Sunday, because that's the way they usually work. I toured with Toby Keith and I toured with Brooks and Dunn. I never met them till near the end of the tour.
Crazy.
And I did all the shows with them,
Yeah.
open the shows. 15 minutes within 15 minutes of him finishing his sound check, he came into my green room and was saying, hey, introducing himself, and can I get you guys anything? If you need anything, just let me know. And I thought, wow, this is just a rare thing, and he'll leave. And it was just a thrill just to meet him. And he's so down to earth and such a nice guy. He's just wearing a ball cap and a hoodie, and shakes your hand like you're his buddy. And he came in about 2 or 3 more times that day. And then right before he went on stage, he and his band are all rah, 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 rah. And he looks over and there's myself and everybody that was with me, and he came over and just stood there and talked to us for another 2 or 3 minutes. And he's asking, how's everybody doing? How's the show so far? And it just blew me away. The whole experience was so surreal.
It sort of took your dream and blew it out of the park.
It's 100 times more than I ever expected. And my expectations were pretty high already, but it really blew it away. I had no idea that he was going to be like that. He's such a great guy.
And honestly, you obviously blew the crowd away as well because you got a standing ovation, didn't you?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah. And what my job was, and like I said that night at the show, was, you're not here to see me. I'm the opener that is, gets to live a dream. I'm here to try and pump you up and try and get you vocally warmed up. And, I did a bit of a joking thing with them. And then I got them to sing back to me. And then we went into Hold My Beer and had them singing along. And that was my job. My job was to pump them up as much as possible, get them ready for Garth Brooks, not just to hear my songs. And even the girl who was in his band, she does a couple songs just before he gets on stage. And I walked off on the second show and she just said, how am I supposed to, well, she swore, but she said, how am I supposed to follow that?
Oh, that's awesome.
So it was like, that's pretty crazy. And the ovation that I got was just myself and my son Jordan was with me, and John Spinarski, one of my guitar players. The three of us got to do this. And all of us we had goosebumps. It was so amazing, such an amazing thing.
So how do you wake up from that? How do you move on to the next thing? Yeah.
You don't. You can't. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like I said, I ran into Chad Kruger yesterday. And, I've always been sort of like, oh, it's Chad Kruger, I'm friends with him, but at the same time, there's a star quality that, you think of. And now that I've met Garth Brooks, I mean, he's Elvis. He's the Beatles. He's James Brown. He's Michael Jackson of country.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just don't know what's next. You know what? We did a show in between. We played in Brandon, Manitoba on Saturday, and then went back and did the Garth Brooks thing on Sunday in Saskatoon. So we played Brandon, and it was still the same feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an electricity at the arena. I played the bigger crowds, but with the Garth Brooks crowd and his show, it's electric. But when we played Brandon, it's a little Brandon fair. The place was crammed, and I did a live video from there too. And I still get the feeling. I still get that same feeling that I always did. So that's not going to change.
Yeah, that's good.
It's just a matter of who can top Garth Brooks. I don't think anybody could.
I don't know if there is anyone.
I honestly don't believe
in my opinion.
there's anybody that could. No.
That's pretty cool. That's quite the accomplishment.
It really is, yeah. It really is. And I lucked out, really. I was in the right place in the right time. And maybe I put my dues in with my career, but and doing everything's so everything's just working out so well together.
This is lining up.
Happens. The song goes to number one.
Yeah. And now you're releasing an album.
Releasing the album next week,
Yeah.
next Friday. And it's just all working great.
So why are you calling the album The Score?
The score, well, the definition of the word score is, what I'm using is 20 years.
Okay.
So it was 20 years ago I first recorded and released a record and a single to radio, 1996. And back then, I think one station, I think JRFM played it once, the single that I released. But other than that, it was, it was my first record. It was the first time I recorded anything. Was really proud of that, and who knew that 20 years later I'd still be in the industry releasing music, and I don't know, I still feel young, I'm 45, I'll be 46 this year, but I feel like I'm 20 still, and like my career's, hasn't even really just begun. I hit a high point with Garth Brooks, and playing to that crowd was phenomenal, but to have another record out that who knows how it'll do, we'll see, but the next single's coming out the same week.
And I mean, now you've got to have this whole new fan base as well as your regular fans.
Yeah.
I mean, with that many people, I'm sure you've picked up a few that are going to pick up your album.
I noticed a big jump in the Instagram followers and Twitter followers, and Facebook I can't have anymore. But they really limit me. It's weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you go to friend request him, it'll say that he's got too many friends.
I know. You never have enough friends.
Right?
Kidding? You never have too many friends.
You're too popular, Aaron.
Yeah, right.
Cut it out.
I think it was still my shot.
That is your shot, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of hooped myself here. Probably didn't. Got one good eye.
I was solid, right? Yeah. All that talking throws me off.
Mm-hmm.
I could blame it on that, but it's really not what it is.
But yeah, what a thrill just to be in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he could have asked me to sing in the men's bathroom. I would have done it. It would have been fine. Of course, come on.
When you got on stage, it wasn't just, as you said, your songs. You went back to your roots a little bit, because I know you didn't start off with country.
Yeah. No.
You threw some rock and roll in there.
Yeah.
You covered some Bon Jovi.
A little bit. I knew the crowd would sing along to it.
Yeah.
And that was the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
Get them to sing along. I knew they would sing along to Hold My Beer.
Yes.
How
could you
but
not?
I wanted to surprise them with a little something that was more universal. Because country's universal. Obviously, Garth Brooks is universal, but my country music isn't necessarily universal. So whether those people were there, they were there to see Garth Brooks, but if they didn't really listen to country music, because a lot of people love Garth Brooks that don't listen to country music, then it's a good way to get their attention by playing something that everybody would know. And they all sang along. It was just so crazy. 15,500 people singing along.
So now, is this a done deal in the sense that you've done your 2 shows, even though he's still on tour, you might not get to do that again? Or could he call you up tomorrow and be like, hey, meet me in Winnipeg? And
he could.
Jump on a plane?
He could. He won't for that. Brett Kissel's doing those.
Okay.
There's 2 shows. I think he's doing 2 shows there.
Yeah.
With Garth. I think he's doing 4 or 5 shows in Winnipeg.
Okay.
He could though. I mean, if he announces more Canadian dates, then it's possible. But I think Brett was supposed to be on them anyways. But like I said, I mean, it doesn't matter. I could have done 1 show, 1 song, and I just got to do what I always dreamt of doing.
Even run him his water on stage, right?
I would have, yeah. I was going to say to him, because on Sunday he was a little hoarse. He wasn't feeling 100%. But I was going to say, if you need to, fill it, you need to take a break. I know pretty much all of your songs. So
yeah.
let me know.
It could have worked. You never know. You're smoking me right now. I feel like we should have chosen foosball.
Nothing.
That's all right. I'll take it. You talked about you've got a greatest hits album out there, and you had said that maybe one day you'd have a second one. And I have to say, I think that with the way things are going, it's definite possibility.
It could. And this album looks like nice shot.
Thank you.
Looks like we got a great shot right here. It looks like this album is probably gonna have 5 singles. So the next single's coming out next week, the week after. It's Out of the Blue. It's a very summer song.
Good.
Yeah, very summer song. Kind of Caribbean, like a Jamaican sort of feel to it. It's pretty awesome.
I'm excited.
And then there's several other songs on it too that I think are going to do really well. So if we can have up to 5, I could have up to 5 singles released off of this record, which is...
That's great.
That'd be awesome.
And then you're playing Canada Day show here, aren't you?
Yes, at Canada Place.
Awesome.
Yeah, I
That's
just
gonna
found
be
out
big.
today that Sheena Easton is opening for me.
Really?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's cool.
she's opening for me.
That's
So,
fantastic.
I know, it's pretty crazy. So that's July 1st, and then I think I head to Dauphin.
For
right
Country
after.
Fest.
Yeah, that
Awesome.
day. Because I play Country Fest on the 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, it's the beginning of July, isn't it?
Yep.
Cool. Oh, I wish I could jump in your carry-on.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Always fun though.
Dauphin, do you still speak with Bruce LePere and all the guys up there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Bruce has been one of those long-time friends that you see at CCMAs.
Yeah.
And you just, it's always a great hang.
Mm-hmm.
So much fun to hang with Bruce. He's a really great gauge for what good music is.
Nice game.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Came back.
You did. I didn't see it coming.
Because at CKDM, as you know, they play everything.
Mm-hmm.
They play all kinds of music. And they've managed to put in a lot of country and a lot of Canadian country, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And Bruce has always been one of those guys that's been on my side. And probably because we just like to hang out together too. So
Which helps. That's awesome.
Definitely does help when it comes time for choose which songs go on a station. So, but he's great, and there's not a lot of guys out there like him that love not just the music, but he loves artists.
Mm-hmm.
Loves getting to know the artists.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
And becomes a fan as well as part of the community, basically, right?
Yeah.
Which is
and
nice.
He's really ingrained into Dauphin. You know, he loves Dauphin.
Yeah.
Loves the town, he loves the people, loves the festival, and why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, even if you have to drive 2 hours to a movie theater, that's cool. Dauphin definitely has a little community feel.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
When Country Fest is there, it's massive. It's this
just
little town
grows.
that nobody knew about, and now it's huge.
I remember people back 20 years, no, I'm close to 20 years, they would drive all the way out there from here to go to Dauphin. Yeah, because it was always so great. Still is.
It is. I have a present for you. So first I have a question. I try to ask each of my guests about their socks.
Socks?
Yes. And I'd like to know what type of socks you normally wear.
I normally wear, well, there's 2 different kinds though. Depends on what you're talking about. Every day, or you're talking about on stage?
I want to know both.
Okay, well, every day I wear, well, I'm not wearing any right now, the ankle socks.
Yeah.
Sports socks. They're just, they only go up to the ankle though, so. Just
always white?
Pardon me?
Always white?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Yeah, they're like sporty socks. And if I go on stage, I always wear longer socks because I wear boots. And if I don't, they start chafing my legs up pretty bad, so.
And then how can you perform well without good socks, right?
Gotta have good socks.
Totally
it is.
agree.
It's true.
Yeah.
If your boots start getting loose, you gotta get thicker socks.
It's true. So on that note, I have a present for you.
Yeah.
My thing is, I wear mismatched socks, but there's always a theme. So I got you a pair of mismatched socks.
Oh, that's awesome.
These ones, as soon as I saw them, I saw your newest video. And
how do you open it? Oh, there we go.
just that side there.
With the hearts and
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And,
Mismatched socks.
Yeah.
That's great.
Then you have one to go with it.
Perfect. I'll wear them often.
Cool. I expect
They're
a
like
picture.
the same brand too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, they've got to be the
Appreciate it.
same length. You don't want to have one short, one
No,
long.
no, you definitely don't. I'd put them on right now, but I don't have shoes.
That's all right.
That's great. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Would you be up for singing a little song for us?
Sure. Can I do? Here we are again, and you sure look fine. You smile at me, and the sparks just fly. I can't understand why this has taken so long. Somebody must have really done me wrong. 'Cause every time I reach for you, you hold back and I'm so confused. How can you pull away from something so strong? Somebody must have really done you wrong. He hurt you bad and your heart still aches. Why should we pay for his mistakes? Oh, why? I don't know what he did, but he's long gone. He must have really done you wrong. 'Cause every time I reach for you, you hold back and I'm so confused. How can you pull away from something so strong? Somebody must have really done you wrong. I wanna tear down Somebody must have really done you wrong. Somebody must have really done you wrong. Somebody must have really done you wrong. Done you wrong. Yeah, really done you wrong. Oh, done you wrong. Well, now, every time I reach for you, oh, you hold back, and I'm so confused.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Totally gets you in the feels. Thank you. You're all over social media.
Pretty much, yeah.
You do a blog, you do it all.
Yeah.
And I want to know, are you on Snapchat?
I'm not on Snapchat. I was,
Yeah.
but I got a new phone and I never added it. So here's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Paris last July for a show, actually, just south of Paris.
Cool.
About 3 hours. So we went back to Paris for one day. Got to spend some time there. Went to the Eiffel Tower, did all
Nice.
the things.
Yeah.
It was great.
I've been
My
to
girlfriend
Paris
wasn't
and
there,
didn't do
so
that.
oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you go to Paris and not do
That's
that?
what I want to know. I was showing it very far off in the distance.
Oh wow, no.
Yeah.
As soon as we flew in, you could see when you're flying in. It's
That's
like, wow, it's the Eiffel Tower. And we were going to the Louvre. A buddy of mine was there with me instead of my girlfriend for some reason.
That's a little bit odd.
Most romantic place in the world, and I'm taking my buddy. But she couldn't make it. So anyways, we're walking to the Louvre, and I dropped my phone. And it was in a really good case, but it landed, because they're cobblestone streets, so it landed face down and shattered the screen. And I thought, no, screen's all shattered. Turns out the phone was wrecked.
Oh no.
Didn't come on. Couldn't see anything. It was wrecked. So I panicked at first, and then I realized, hold on a second, this is supposed to happen. I shouldn't. I've been focusing so much on social media at the time that I was lost in it. Mm-hmm. And Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Yeah. And finally, I decided, you know what? I'm just going to take a break. I took about a month off. I didn't go on my phone.
Really?
I didn't get another phone.
I kind of wish I could do that. I don't think I'd live through it.
It wasn't easy at first, but I realized when we were sitting in Paris and my phone was done, we went to a cafe, sat at the cafe, and it's funny, you start noticing other people and things that you just never did before.
I guess, right? There's no screen in front of your face instead.
I watched all the French people. They don't go on their phones.
Really?
No, they weren't then. And we rode the metro. We walked around town everywhere. It was all the tourists that were on their phones, but actually they weren't even just taking pictures. They were on their phones chatting.
Yeah, not
thought,
seeing Paris.
Yeah, you're missing Paris. Yeah. And I was too up to that point. And I noticed some really interesting things. Like the Parisians, they sit together if they're at a cafe and they're outside. They sit together like we are.
Okay.
It could be 4, 5, 6 of them. They all sit like this. And they watch everybody. They
That's
just people
awesome.
watch.
Yeah.
They have their cigarettes, like they all seem to smoke there. And they all sit in, like almost a semicircle and just watch everybody. Huh. Whereas we're not like that. We shut ourselves off from everybody else around us. Yeah. And we sit across from each other and, as close as we can so that we don't have to look at anybody else.
Yeah.
It's really strange to see that now. But I wouldn't have noticed that if I had my phone, because I would have been nose down. The whole time. So anyways, but social media, I got back onto it, and I never added Snapchat, but the rest of them I'm still as active as I can. Mm-hmm. It's tough. It's not an easy thing, especially
I would assume
after
how busy your life is.
Well, especially after Garth Brooks and all the success that's going on, it's tough to keep up, and I really want to try and keep up and get back to everybody and respond and like things, like everything, but it's really tough. It's a lot tougher than I expected it to be at at this time. So
I'd say you're doing a good job, at least on Facebook.
I'm
but
still
I've
trying.
seen- yeah, you're doing all right.
Still trying to keep in touch and watch everybody else's posts.
All right, so I'm gonna do a Snapchat with you.
Okay, I'm in.
There's new filters now that you can do with your friends.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So
There's new ones.
Yeah.
They've just added some because I
They
knew they
have.
had the ones with the dog faces. And,
there's the dog faces, which makes everything interesting.
of course. The face swap.
Yeah, the face swap. You can now photo swap. Oh, this one's new. I've never seen this one before. Oh,
we're
Finding
swimming.
Dory.
Ah,
We'll take that one.
that's great.
But there's one. It's not going to suit you too well because it's a frowning face. I haven't been in here today. They've added so many.
Cleveland
Basketball,
Cavaliers.
yeah.
Yeah, this would be another basketball.
So there's the dogs. I think we should do one of those.
These are funny. Oh, there's my actual
Hold on.
tongue. Kind of looks funny though.
Yeah, that one's good. We'll snap that
Yeah,
for sure.
that's good.
And there's the other one. It's not the most attractive thing ever, but you can still look like you're having a good time. Awesome. Thank you
That's
so
a
much.
Smiley frown face. Nice.
And then,
That's so funny.
We'll do a real selfie for,
How do they do that?
for Instagram. I don't know. Thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
really
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Yeah, of course.
awesome.
Anytime.
For sure, that's great. Nice to finally do it 12 years later.
Yeah, I think so.